good afternoon, good evening, whenever you happen to be watching this thing. So I was walking through the store the other day and I came across this brand, which I thought had the goofiest name, Bimbo. So I did a little bit of research and found out that Bimbo Bakeries is actually the biggest bakery company in the United States, and it's an arm of a Mexican bakery. So I thought it would be cool to try out everything that they had at the store at the time and let you guys know what I think. I'm gonna get started with these guys because they look awesome. They're called Concha's Fine Pastries. And if you're watching this and you happen to be of Latin origin or you speak Spanish, I'll apologize in advance for my awful pronunciation of all of these different names. So each one of these are individually wrapped. Nice snack. Looks like a light and fluffy bready roll. Not super impressed with these right out of the box. These are a little bit like dinner rolls with a streusel on top of them. The actual rolls themselves are really fluffy. This honestly tastes like something that I might pull out of a basket at Thanksgiving dinner. So I'm gonna give this thing a 4 out of 10. Not the best in the world. It's interesting, it's unique, but I'll probably pass it up if I ever go back to these guys. Yeah, not an interesting flavor. No real spice or anything on there. It's just kind of bread and sweet. Now they had two varieties of pound cake in there. So this is just a home style pound cake, and this is pound cake with pecans. I don't even know how to pronounce that, so I'm not even gonna try. If you can read it, awesome. So that's a lot better than I expected it to be for something that comes into a package. Like, it's definitely not as dense and hearty a pound cake that's fresh baked, but still, it's not too bad. I might pick this up again. So it is pretty dense, it's a little bit dry, but those pecans on top, they're sprinkled on top to give it a little bit of crunch, a little bit of an interesting flavor there. So I'm gonna give this guy a 6 out of 10. And on to the classic pound cake. It's a little bit sweet, but it's really nice and rich. But I can tell that these are well salted because it has a good flavor to it, a good mouthfeel. So good job with the pound cake, guys. I'm gonna say a 6.5 or a 7 out of 10 with the plain. Mini Montesadas, I think. I don't know. Feel free and rip me apart in the comments for my awful pronunciations. So these are just like little mini muffins. It kind of reminds me of Hostess treats in that way. Like little individually packaged carby, starchy treats. So that's really similar to the pound cake. I thought that they might even be the same, but these muffins have a little bit less sugar and a little bit more fat in them. And they are super rich, not quite as sweet as the pound cake, but they are really, really similar in a different form factor. So I'm gonna give them a 6.5 or a 7 out of 10. It's like I said, they're pretty dang good. Rolls de canela con pasas. Cinnamon rolls with raisins. Now I'm too used to cinnamon rolls having some kind of like icing or frosting on them. So I'm a little bit dubious here, but I'll keep an open mind. So that was incredibly sweet, very, very sweet. Get a little bit of spice, and I feel like the raisins were especially sweet too, which I thought was really odd. So one thing about the ingredients list that I was reading on that I thought was interesting is it has stevia in it, which they don't advertise it as being a low calorie or low sugar substitute, because there is plenty of sugar also added to these. But they were using a low calorie sweetener on top of the sugar, maybe to make it even sweeter. And another interesting thing is that they had Reb A instead of, sucralose or some cheaper artificial sweetener in it. So yeah, these guys, super sweet, but super heavy on the spices as well. It was kind of dry, just like you'd expect any, packaged bread item to be though. So I'm gonna give it 6.5, 7 out of 10. Well, we'll go with a 6 out of 10 actually, because it was quite dry. Now this is one that I thought was really bizarre sounding. It's called frosted toast. That is so bizarre. It's like a toasted sandwich with cake frosting on it. Is toast with frosting something that happens outside of the United States? I've never seen something like this. Yeah, pre-toasted bread, that is exactly as terrible as you'd think it would be. It's like I'm chewing sand. I mean, this thing is so dry, it's just sucking all the moisture out of my mouth. I'm gonna give this like a 3 out of 10. It's an interesting concept though. I might have to try making it fresh on my own one of these days. Let you guys know how it compares to the pre-packaged kind. But toasting and then packaging bread, just so dry. Yeah, 3 out of 10. Awful, awful idea. Yeah, just dipping it in the milk, that improves it so much. I wonder if that's how you're supposed to eat it. I don't know. That just bumped it up to like a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. So maybe somebody who's more familiar with the rebanadas can tell me if I'm supposed to be eating them differently. Like, am I supposed to heat them up or something? I didn't see any instructions on the packaging. All right, here we go, guys. Niho, pan dolce con rieno cremoso cream-filled sweet roll. These look like chocolate Mexican Twinkies. These are way bigger than I thought they would be. I thought they would be tiny from the picture on the front. It looks a little bit like a chocolate bar donut, or maybe like a ladyfinger covered in chocolate ganache or something. And lo and behold, it's filled with chocolate. Got chocolate in the center, chocolate on top. Oh man, that is so rich. Hits you in the face, so chocolatey, so sweet. This is like taking a spoonful of chocolate frosting, and you guys know I know exactly what that's like. Just eating a spoonful of chocolate frosting. Having it with the milk tempers it a little bit, makes it a little bit better. This is so bizarre. I didn't intend to do this, but it's almost like this table is set up to be kind of bland to just more and more overpowering on this side. That is over the top. If you want something that just smacks you in the face with chocolate all over the place, I don't know, if you can get your hands on some of these, give them a shot. I'm gonna give it 6.5 or 7 out of 10, somewhere around there. There is just no moderation here. It is just, oh my gosh, just over the top. I think if it was toned down a little bit and the bread part of it was a little bit better, that might raise my rating on it, but right now it's just 6.5 or 7 out of 10. So not bad. I mean, it's like an overpowering chocolate donut. And now, of course you know what I'm gonna do next. None of this stuff can go to waste, so I'm gonna sit here and finish this stuff off. Let's start with these conch shells. You know, I think these things are starting to grow on me. I might have to upgrade the rating I gave them. Actually, not too bad. These bread items are definitely 10 times better with milk because they're all so dang dry. Without any more milk, I don't know how much more I can eat of these. Well, this table is a total mess. I am so full right now. So I'm gonna have to save these for later. Find something to do with them. Not only does bread expand in your stomach, but I was not expecting to need to drink a half a gallon of milk. So sometimes you try something new and it's not the best, but you know, it's always great to go out and try new things, try new foods. Because you know, trying an unfamiliar food, that's pretty low stakes. So I hope you guys got a kick out of that. Until next time, you guys take it easy.